Hi, you are rotting your brain, and I'm here to help you find better things to do instead of rotting your brain and instead of doom scrolling and getting the cheap dopamine hits that you get on social media. So, I had made a video on this previously. A lot of people loved it, and people wanted more, so I'm giving the people more. I'm giving you more, and so check that one out. But this one, different things and great things. I've included amazing things that I've been doing recently instead of doom scrolling, which I know I do it too occasionally, but if you're aware of yourself doom scrolling, you're like, wait, this is not bad. Like, this is bad for me. Then you can do these things instead. So the first thing, I have to include this, okay, reading. I have to, right? I know you've heard this over and over again, but this is actually going to be like how I can get you to be a reader, all right? If you are an avid reader, amazing. Continue, keep it up, right? But if you're not an avid reader, I can help you, and I'm going to help you right now. So, a lot of the self-improvement books that you should be getting on are boring, let's be honest, right? I mean, Atomic Habits, and I know you've heard of that one. There's a lot like The Power of Now, Power of Your Subconscious Mind, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, all these like basic self-improvement books. They are boring because there's no plot. If you are not an avid reader, it's harder for you to read these books. So I would recommend actually starting with books that are more easier to read. So I would say if you go for more romance or thriller books, which I'll give you the titles, all right? Look into Silent Patient. Look into, I know that I might be getting some hate on this, but Colleen Hoover's books, they're very fast-paced romance, all right? So look into like Verity, that's a thriller, which is different from the other books that she's written. What other fast-paced books are there that I've really enjoyed? The Alchemist. If you want to get into a book that's very short, it's very short, but it's a very, very profound book. And it's really, really well written because it is a story. So it's not just do this, do that, do this, do that, but it's more so of the story of this little boy and like his journey and stuff. So I'd recommend that one. And what other thriller books? Anything written by Frieda McFadden. I've read all of her books. All of them are super good. There's a plot twist. It's thriller. It's jam-packed with so much happening, and they're just so well written, like The Housemaid and The Perfect Son. All these books are really, really good. So any of those books, right? If you're not an avid reader, pick them up. And trust me, like, just get past the first whatever pages, because even I would consider myself an avid reader, but sometimes, like, I just can't, like, it's just so hard to get into a book in the very beginning, but you do have to have that patience. And with those books, trust me, they're going to keep you hooked, especially when you're, like, past that block, that barrier of, like, the boring introduction. Once you're past that and you're, like, really getting into the story and the plot, it gets good. So, yeah. If you're an avid reader, self-improvement books I'd recommend are Millionaire Fastlane. That one changed the trajectory of my thinking in terms of like money and all of that. Millionaire Fastlane. I really like The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. I think that really helped me in terms of like how much your subconscious mind affects your day-to-day life. And I think that one was a really good one. Atomic Habits, obviously that one's really good. And what else is there? I love Dr. Joe Dispenza's books. Psycho-Cybernetics, that's not one of his books, but that's a really good book as well. So these kind of books, I can link more titles below when I'm not on the spot just thinking. So yeah, reading. The next thing is Pinterest. If you're not on Pinterest, get on Pinterest right after this video, all right? Why Pinterest? Because I know it's a social media app and I'm like, yeah, no, don't go on social media. But this app is different because this app is you're actually planning for the future for yourself. You're planning for your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, right? You create vision boards. I've created my 2025 vision board. I've told my sister to do that. I'm going to tell everyone I know to do that. And so in a way, it's also manifesting. It's also, it's something for yourself. It's not just like draining your energy and like, whatever. Like you're creating a life, a vision for yourself in the future, whether it's body goals, hair goals, life goals, school goals, career, occupation, like whatever goals you have, right? Create a board for that, and you just feel so good because you're like, yes, like this is my life, and you feel so excited. Like every time I see my 2025 vision board, I get so excited because this is what I'm planning for myself next year. I'm doing it for me. So yeah, get on Pinterest, create those boards, and honestly, like Pinterest is one of the best social media apps in my opinion, because it's not really comparison. It's like you see these people or you see these activities or you whatever, you see the life that you want, you know, and you create boards and you do things for yourself. So it's like therapy in a way, and it's great. It's very exciting. Third thing, meditating. Okay, meditating is getting a better rep, and I'm very happy about that, but still some people are kind of standoffish, which I get. But let me just tell you, meditating is not just some voodoo, whatever you might think it is, okay? It's very, very calming, and all meditation is for me is giving me a peace of mind and just making me calm and grounding me in the present moment. And it's just like when I meditate, I don't think, I just think about my breath. And I could make a guided meditation if you want, but yeah, I would just say get into that. And what I realized with meditation is it's not just like you have to sit in a cross-legged position and close your eyes and breathe. You know what I mean? Like you could be meditating by just staring at a wall. All I think I would associate meditation with is just not thinking, not letting your mind race around and, you know, give you anxiety or give you all this stress for no reason, right? The other day I was talking to these two girls who are in high school right now, and I was talking to them, and I know the phase in life that they're at. I know that when you're 17, 18, 11th, 12th grade, like you have so much stress in your mind because you're worried about your future, you're worried about your grades, you're worried about your career, you have stress from your parents, you know, from your peers are doing so much and you're comparing yourself to them. But if you're in that stage, like I feel you, but I told them, I was like, meditate. No, not just meditate. I told them literally just take a deep breath and remind yourself that it's okay. Life is going to be okay. And at the end of the day, we're all going to die. So is it really that deep? You know, is it really that serious? When you're on your deathbed, are you really going to, like, you know, think about those little moments? Like, no. Right? So really just remind yourself, life is not that serious. You're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to goof off. You're allowed to flop, fail, whatever, right? You're allowed to do all of that. I let myself do that all the time. It's fine. It's fine. It's genuinely fine. And so also, meditation makes you hotter. Why? Because if you don't know about the cortisol phase, I'll introduce you to it. Basically, women that are more stressed tend to have a more bloated face, and it shows in your face. And I have pictures of my cortisol phase, and I don't look the same, and it's right here, out of myself. But yeah, genuinely meditation will make you look prettier because you're more at peace and you're more calm. And I mean, yeah, so instead of just like racking your brain with a million things, just let your brain just breathe. I realized my brain has been kind of overweight because I fed it with so much information. Think about TikTok, right? Like you're scrolling on and on and on for many hours. You've done that for years probably by now. So your brain, like how much information can it take? Like it's like, stop, I need a break. And that's what meditation is. It's giving your brain a break. And yeah. So last one, let me just see what it was. Speaking. Okay, the last one, speaking. Being articulate, that's a better form for this, but being articulate, being able to talk to anyone, being able to express your thoughts into words. This is also part of the reason why I started this whole YouTube channel, is to just get myself to become a better speaker, to be able to just talk. I like to talk. I realize I've yapped my entire life to myself. Like I'm always like talking, but now I'm just sharing whatever I know online. But for you, just genuinely look at yourself in front of the mirror and just talk. Give an interview. Pretend that you made it in life and that you're whatever you want, right? Like give an interview, you know, visualize yourself in this like stadium or this audience and you're giving a TED Talk, whatever it is that you want, just speak. Because this is how we communicate as human beings, right? If you're able to be well-spoken, you can talk yourself out of into anything, right? It's such an important skill to have, especially since COVID really hindered a lot of people's ability to just communicate and, you know, actually become a normal human, like act like a normal human being, but now we're getting back into it. So if you're able to just speak well, and if you're able to articulate your thoughts really well, you're a powerful person, right? So genuinely just just talk. I know you like to, just talk even more. Learn different words. They don't have to be super intense big words, but just learn different words where you're able to convey your ideas in a better way. So yeah, I think speaking and just talking and all of this is really important so that you're able to walk into an interview. So yeah, those are the 4 things, right? We have reading, we have Pinterest, which actually now that I think back to it, I'm kind of just saying visual, like creating vision boards and visualizing, but Pinterest is like an online thing that you can do. And so yeah, I would recommend Pinterest. It's so aesthetic. I love it. And meditating and speaking. So those are the 4 things that you can do instead of rotting your brain. And they're really just going to help you become more elevated, become hotter and smarter. So yeah, that's all. Bye. Love you.